Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rounds Baseball's live commentary of the World Baseball Classic. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the matchup between Korea and Japan, as both of these teams are undefeated and they're looking for the leverage to give them the advantage in this pool that potentially could take them to North America into the quarterfinals. It is Samurai Japan, who is coming off a victory last night as they blew out Chinese Taipei. That final score was 13-0. And the Koreans took care of the Czech Republic the other night, 11-4 in their opening match. Well, we'll give you the starting lineups. First of all, it'll be the visitors tonight from Korea, as they will be playing as the visitors in the Tokyo Dome. Leading off tonight and doing the designated hitting is number 5, Do-young Kim. Batting second in left field is number 15, Jamai Jones. Hitting third in center field is number 22, Jung-hoo Lee. The cleanup spot and playing in right field is number 23, Hyun-min Ahn. Batting fifth at third base is number 10, Shea Whitcomb. In the sixth spot and playing first base is number 2, Bo Young-moon. Hitting seventh at shortstop is number 7, Ju-won Kim. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 27, Dong-won Park. And batting ninth at second base, number 3 is Hae-seong Kim. And they are going to be facing Yusi Kikuchi, who takes to the hill tonight for Samurai Japan. Kikuchi, for his part, he had himself a little bit of trouble as he had the start against the Oryx Buffaloes in the second to last tune-up for the World Baseball Classic. He pitched fairly effective. The team behind him didn't play particularly well, and offensively they struggled as they ended up losing to the Buffaloes before they had to play the Hanshin Tigers and before the Classic had started. Well, now your starting lineup for the home team, Samurai Japan, leading off tonight and doing the designated hitting is number 16, Shohei Ohtani. Hitting second in right field is number 8, Kensuke Kondo. Batting third in center field is number 51, Seiya Suzuki. And the cleanup spot in left field is number 34, Masataka Yoshida. Hitting fifth at third base is number 25, Kaz Okamoto. And the sixth spot at first base is number 55, Munetaka Murakami. Batting in the seventh spot and playing second base is number 2, Shugo Maki. Hitting eighth at shortstop, number 6 is Sosuke Genda. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 12, Seishiro Sakamoto. And they're going to be facing Young Pyo Ko. The 34-year-old will take to the hill for the Koreans tonight. And he will see if he can keep Samurai Japan at bay. Our friend Killa Nuez is in the house here, and it is a big game tonight. It is a turning point game. Winner of this game will be in the driver's seat for the pool, and we'll see what happens. The loser, if it's the loser tonight, if it happens to be Korea, they got a big game coming up against Australia. It will be a turning point game to see who will go to North America. Well, those are your lineups. First pitch is just a few minutes away. And we thank you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a couple moments right after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. This game is going to be going off from the Tokyo Dome in just a few moments, Korea and Japan, as it is the second game for these clubs in the World Baseball Classic. Stick around, everybody. The first pitch is just around the corner, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Yusei Kikuchi is on the hill, and he is just completing his tune-up tosses as Japan will be in the pinstripes and all whites tonight as they will be taking on Korea here. Umpires for this evening's affair, as we are going to be giving you guys the crew here. It'll be Todd Titchener behind home plate. Jordan Baker is working first base. Edward Pinellas is at second, and Edwin Loiza is at third. Temperature in the dome tonight, 72 degrees. It is a temperate controlled stadium, and that is how that works. Well, Kikuchi's got a couple more pitches left, and he's going to be ready to get this one underway here. I can tell you a couple other things is that Kikuchi, the other night when we saw him pitch against the Buffaloes, he was really, really pitch efficient. And in a series like this, where you're allowed 65 pitches in a ball game, if he can do what he did the other night, be around the zone, induce weak contact, he is going to be able to give Samurai Japan what they need, and that would be a deeper start. Last night, they had announced before the game that Yamamoto would go 3 innings. He was only able to survive 2 2/3. But I would think that Yusei Kikuchi should be able to sniff the 4th inning here tonight. He has just completed his tune-up tosses, and we are about ready to get this one underway. Thanks, everybody, for popping in here. As we said, we are going to be back on the airwaves again tomorrow, and for all the late-night games that are going to be taking place in Japan. So here we go. The first pitch of the ball game is ready, and it is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. So Do-Young Kim swings at the first pitch he sees and misses. Kim 0 for 3 in the tournament. He plays for the Kia Tigers in the KBO. From the right side as the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded through the 6th hole into left field. And Kim is aboard with a leadoff single here to start inning number 1, and that'll bring up the left fielder in Jahmai Jones. Defensively tonight for Samurai Japan, it's basically the same starting lineup except for the catcher. Sakamoto is getting the start tonight. From left to right field, Yoshida's in left, Suzuki in center, and in right field, it is Kondo. Around the horn from first to third, you got Murakami at first, Maki at second, Genda at short, Okamoto at third, as there's a breaking ball that misses up and away to Jones, count as 1-0. And the battery, of course, is Kikuchi and Seishiro Sakamoto. Jahmai Jones, who applies his trade with the Detroit Tigers in Major League Baseball, swings at a fastball. He's got to loop that one into center field. It's down for a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third is Kim. And right out of the gate here, the Koreans with back-to-back singles have something brewing in the top half of inning number 1, and that is going to bring Jung-Hoo Lee to the plate. Well, for Jung-Hoo Lee, he went 2 for 4 in the opener. There's lots of expectations of him here. That is for certain, as Jahmai Jones is all pumped up as he had reached first base safely. Got to keep your eye on Jones. He did have a stolen base the other night. He can run a little bit. And he getting a little older in his career, and certainly found his niche in Detroit last year. They throw over to first base as they are concerned about Jones, and he gets back safely. So the lefty Kikuchi ready to go again. As he kicks and fires, Lee swings. This is going to be lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and Korea has drawn first blood. An RBI single off the bat of Jung-Hoo Lee brings home Do-Young Kim with the first run of the ball game. Stopping at second is Jones, and the Koreans here off and running in inning number 1. So that is big news for the Korean ball club. And it has silenced the Japanese crowd. That's going to bring Hyun Min On onto the plate. So Hyun Min On, 1 for 3 in the opener, batting from the right side here against Kikuchi. As the lefty old set checks the runner, now delivers. There's a fastball taken on the inside corner for called strike. The count is 0-1. Certainly in this situation now, you'd like to think that the Koreans want to capitalize and get another here. 2 on and nobody out. 1 run across the board already. Lefty Kikuchi checks Jones at second base, holds at the set, now delivers. And that's a fastball that spiked into the dirt. Oh, a nice stop there by Sakamoto. As that retreating back to the bag at second base is Jones. Jones thought about taking off to third, but Sakamoto able to control it and keep it in front. Kept the base runner at bay. Here's the 1-1 pitch as Kikuchi now works again to the set. Checks the runner Jones at second, now delivers. Breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side, and the count is 1-2. Shea Whitcomb waiting his turn on deck. He had a big night the other night with a couple of bombs. So Koreans have runners on the corners. Nobody out here runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the first. And they've plated 1 run already. 1 ball and 2 strikes to On. As the lefty holds set, he checks Jones at second base. Now he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and missed, and On is in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman in Shea Whitcomb. So I'm not sure if you had that on your bingo card that the Koreans would get themselves a early run, but they've opened the scoring drawing first blood. And I've often said if you're going to get to a starter, such as Kikuchi or anybody else, you're going to need to do it in the first inning. And there's a first pitch fastball that misses down to Whitcomb. The count is 1-0. Often when they come out of the bullpen, they don't necessarily, the pitchers that is, always have their release point. They can be all over the place, get them settled onto the mound until they get into their groove. Once they get in the groove, then they can be very tough. And stepping off the backside of the rubber is Kikuchi, and scampering back to the bag is the base runner Jones. That would be 1 disengagement, as they would call it here. There's a fastball that misses inside. Count now goes to 2-0 on Whitcomb. Waiting on deck is Bo Kyung-moon, who hit a grand slam in the first inning the other night for the Koreans. We were talking about that. We were bringing it up. Never did get an answer on it. I was hoping to maybe look it up. If there was ever a player who had hit 2 grand slams in the same game in the Classic, as that pitch was swung on and fouled away. Count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Whitcomb. As we said, he was 2 for 4 the other night with a couple of homers and 3 runs batted in, as the pitch from Kikuchi is a fastball that moves Whitcomb off the plate. The count now goes to 3-1. Our Filipino friend is in the house. We're glad you could make it in. He says, let's go Samurai Japan. Well, Samurai Japan finds themselves in an early deficit 1-0. The Koreans threatening for more. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is popped up into shallow right field. Racing back on it is Mackey. He's going to make the over-the-shoulder catch. And that is going to retire Whitcomb for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to Bo Kyung-moon. Well, for Moon, as we said the other night, he was 2 for 3. He had a homer and 5 runs batted in. Facing Samurai Japan isn't exactly like facing the Czech Republic. So he gets in. The Japanese player is interesting that they've got a little scouting report in their back pocket. They're reading exactly what the hitter or how to shade the hitter here. First pitch breaking ball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Moon. Moon was with the LG Twins in the KBO last year. He had hit 24 homers, drove in 108 runs, ball hitting 276. Lefty Kikuchi works to the set. Pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball, and they throw down to second base behind Jones, and Sakamoto throws it into center field, but Jones didn't know where it was. He gets back to his feet. Sakamoto tried to backpick him at the bag. Our Filipino friend says it's the KBO versus the NPB. Well, to be honest with you, not so sure about that. A lot of the players on the Samurai Japan team are playing in Major League Baseball. There's only 3 players, if I'm not mistaken, in the starting lineup tonight: Whitcomb, Jones, and Lee. I guess Hai-Seong Kim as well. There'll be 4 that are playing in the MLB. Nothing off the bench and really nothing off the mound, so to speak. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Moon. 2 gone here in the first. And the pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. This ball is going to get down past the diving Suzuki, and that's going to get a pair of runs in. Jones is in to score. He's waving around the runner, Jung-Hoo Lee, and the Koreans are now out in front 3-0 on the double by Moon. Well, one of the things that we talked about the last couple of nights in this stream while the other games were going on, and we were saying the Achilles heel of the Japanese is going to be their defense, especially the outfield where you got Suzuki kind of playing out of position in center field. You have Yoshida in left and Kondo in right. Could be an adventure. I think if Yukio Shudo was patrolling center field, that ball is caught. And I'm not sure about the route that Suzuki took to the ball. That would be up in question as well. So 3-0, the Koreans have the league. It's going to bring Ju-won Kim to the plate. And Kim, as he steps in here, and the first pitch from Kikuchi is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Kim 1 for 3 in the opening game. Hit .289 with 15 homers with the NC Dinos in the KBO this past year. Slick fielding shortstop. Our Filipino friends, he says he knows the Koreans have a good offense. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. He's worried about their pitching. Yeah, they're going to have to put some runs up on the board. I think I would say this, that a 3-0 lead here is not a safe lead. I think we're going to see a lot of fireworks in the game tonight. Here's the pitch. That's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Kim. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Kim digs himself back in. He's waiting on the offering here from Kikuchi. Not quite the start that Japan wanted. Pitch is on the way. There's a breaking ball that misses up. And one of the things I was thinking about, too, is sometimes you get into tournaments like this, I often think it's best to be the visiting team. You come up to bat, you get all the jitters, the nerves out of the way, and you get down to business. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to third. Okamoto fields it. He fires across the diamond to first, and that is going to do it. Ground out 5-3 to end the inning here for out number 3. Well, the Koreans draw first blood. There were 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are through a half inning. It is Korea 3 and Samurai Japan coming to bat. Let's see how they respond when we come back in just a couple of moments right after this. It is a heavyweight baseball game here tonight between the 2 Asian powers. We're glad to bring it here all the way to you. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
You say slow down. I don't like to move too fast. It drowns the truth with things that are not real, and I really want us to be real with love.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is not a misprint. It is a 3-0 lead here for Korea as Japan is about to come to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. The Koreans jumped on Yusei Kikuchi pretty quickly here in inning number 1. Back-to-back singles. Got the party started. An RBI single off the bat of Jung-Hoo Lee. Open up the scoring. And then after a couple outs, it was Bo Gyung-moon hitting a 2-run double to increase the scoreline to 3-0, and that is where we stand moving to the bottom of the first inning. So if you joined us late, buckle up. We're going to have ourselves some fireworks here in Asia in the late night. So Shohei Ohtani slated to come to bat here first as he will be facing Young Pyo Ko. And Ohtani, who was 3 for 4 in the opener last night with a homer and 5 RBIs against Chinese Taipei. Got things going on the first pitch that he saw last night, ripping a double into the right field corner. And that is where we stand at the moment. Our good friend Mike Cool Hooks is back in the house, so Shohei Ohtani stepping up to the plate. And now he is going to go back. It looks like he might have to get himself a little bit more spray for the bat, but Ohtani striding in here, ready to face, and the cell phones are out. The video recording is being recorded by I don't know how many people. It's kind of funny to see. We've just got a moment here as the home plate umpire has paused it here. I wonder if they're on a commercial break in Japan. So Ohtani steps in, ready to face the first offering here from the right-hander Ko, who delivers a first pitch fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Ko is a sidewinder. He was with the KT Wiz in the KBO. He had 29 games, including 26 starts. The 34-year-old rocks into the windup and delivers, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike. That was at 87 miles an hour. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ohtani. Ohtani batting from the left side. As we said, the Japanese wearing their white uniforms with the pinstripes tonight. As there's a breaking ball missing outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. Defensively tonight, for the Koreans from left to right field, Jahmai Jones in left, Jung-Hoo Lee in center, and Hyunmin On is in right as Ko delivers. And there's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-1. Around the horn from first to third, Moon is at first. The second baseman is Hye-seong Kim. At short, it is Ju-won Kim. Whitcomb is at third with the battery of Ko and Park. And that is a fastball that misses inside, and that's going to be ball 4. And Ohtani is going to get aboard with a leadoff walk. That was the Achilles heel in last night's game for the Taiwanese. The Taiwanese, in their specific case, they were walking batters like crazy in the first 3 innings, and they hit a couple. And that is a recipe for disaster when you have to face a lineup like the Japanese. And this brings Kensuke Kondo to the plate. Our friend Mike Cool Hooks says that he took the over here. He said, I think it was 12. And I think there's going to be a lot of runs tonight. As the right-hander Ko holds to the set, Kondo digging in. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Kondo had a rough night last night. He was 0 for 5, coming off a very productive season in limited duty with the SoftBank Hawks. He had some injuries last year, one of the few players that hit north of 300. As they throw over to first base, Cool Hook says he's pulling for Korea for the win tonight. And to be honest with you, if the Koreans did win tonight, it would throw this whole group into just a weird state. And I wouldn't bat an eye that the Australians could come back and beat the Koreans if that happened. There's a ground ball hit to second, deep into the 4-hole. Kim fields it. He thought about going to second, but Ohtani's wheels gets him over there. It is going to be a ground out 4-3. Kondo is erased. I was speculating last night that maybe Kondo might be somebody who would be changed out of the lineup in the game, obviously going 0 for 5, but the manager, Ibata, sticking with him. So that brings Seiya Suzuki to the plate. Suzuki 1 for 4 in last night's ball game, with Otane at second. And one away here. Right-hander Ko working himself to the set position. He checks the runner at second and now delivers. Fastball misses outside. I say that fastball loosely because 87 miles an hour, I'm not sure if he's thrown anything further than that, but as we said, he's also a sidewinder. He is coming down off of the hip. So here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses at 76 down and in, and the count now goes to 2-0. They appeal down to the first base umpire, and they say that Suzuki didn't go. So 2 balls and no strikes. Korea with the early 3-0 lead here as the right-hander Ko holds set. Kicks and fires. There's a changeup that is swung through and missed, and now the count goes to 2-1. That was at 74. So 74 mile an hour change piece. As the right-hander kicks and delivers again, there's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. You're getting into a situation where if you put another guy on, it's the meat of the order here, the heart of the order coming up, and there's all kinds of pop with Yoshida, Okamoto, and Murakami. You don't want to get into that game, I don't believe, by walking the hitters. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now is full to Suzuki. You can see Suzuki sizing up the pitcher, trying to figure him out. All kinds of movement off of the side. Right-hander again working it to the set position. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball's belted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble. On the warning track is on. He's looking up, and this one's gone. A home run for Seiya Suzuki. A 2-run shot, and that has cut the lead to 1. So our good friend My Cool Hooks is in here with us tonight. Your over is starting to look pretty good, and that might just come in the first inning. As Otane crosses the plate and Suzuki in behind him, it is a 3-2 lead here for the Koreans. So keep the heavy furniture close to the door because that way it's easy to move out. This one here, it's going to be moving a lot here tonight. And the first pitch to Masataka Yoshida is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. And the count is now 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. And the pitch on the way, there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Yoshida. So 2 on the board here for the Japanese. There's a pitch that's a breaking ball swung on, chopped softly over to second. Fielded neatly by the second baseman Kim, who throws to first. That's going to retire Yoshida on a ground out 4-3. So 2 in the books. It's going to leave it all up to the third baseman and Kaz Okamoto. One thing that is always a concern, they play their games at the Tokyo Dome, and if you've ever been to the stadium, it's got to be one of my least favorite Japanese stadiums. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. To me, it doesn't have any pizzazz or flair. I'd rather see games at the Jingu Stadium. I'd rather see games in Hiroshima, as there is a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1 on Okamoto. And it is a bandbox. Balls jump out of this park like crazy. So the numbers that the players produce are often fluffed up. There is a changeup swung on, grounder right back to the pitcher. Fields it, throws to first, and that is going to retire Okamoto on a ground out 1-3. And that is going to do it here for the third out in inning number 1. Well, the Japanese respond with a pair of their own here. 2 runs in the inning on only 1 hit. No errors, and there was nobody left aboard. Your score as we move now to the top of the second inning, it is Korea 3 and Japan 2. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Our friend My Cool Hooks is keeping us entertained. And speaking of entertainment, Here's our friend Steve Rademacher.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. Our scoreline is 3-2. All kinds of scoring in inning number 1, and we'll be back with the top of the second when we return Korea with a 3-2 lead over Samurai Japan.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be moving to the top of the second inning. It'll be Dongwon Park, Hye-seung Kim, and the top of the order, Do-young Kim, to come to bat here in inning number 2. Our friend, the Pumpkin King, it looks like, says he likes the Tokyo Dome for its AC in the summer. That is a fact, as opposed to sitting in Tokorozawa at the home of the Saitama Seibu Lions. The open-air dome is like sitting in a bowl of soup. First pitch breaking ball delivered to Park, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kikuchi kicks and delivers a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count runs even at 1 apiece. 22 pitches in the first inning for the Japanese left-hander. And as I mentioned earlier, one would think that they want to try to get at least 3 innings out of him. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Hey, our friend the Penguin Hunter is in the house tonight. He says, glad we're doing this tonight. We've been doing all the late night games, and we're going to carry on with this bracket right till the bitter end, which I believe is on Tuesday morning. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Park. We're going to try to squeeze a couple of games in the North American bracket in. I just have problems that the timing just doesn't work, and getting those games done a little bit difficult for me because of what we're doing. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Park is in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman in Hye-seung Kim. Well, for Hye-seung Kim, he was 0 for 3 in the opener. He did drive in a run against the Czechs as he comes to bat here. So Yusei Kikuchi, working from the stretch with nobody on, delivers a first pitch fastball that's up and in, and the count is 1-0 to Kim. Kim batting from the left side. We played sparingly with the Dodgers last year, hit .280 with 3 homers and 17 RBIs. I expect that he will be a regular this year as that breaking ball catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 1-1. So a ball and a strike. Kikuchi ready to go again, getting this sign from his catcher Sakamoto, and delivers. It's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Count now goes to 1-2. I do expect, as I said before, our friend Mike Coolhooks was talking about him taking the over this game here tonight. We are going to see lots of runs put up on the board between these two clubs. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul, and the count remains at 1-2. I would also say this, that if I have to look at bullpens, I would trust the Japanese bullpen over the Korean pen. So Korea better have themselves a healthy lead going into the 5th and 6th innings. Breaking ball down, and the count now goes to 2-2. We'll also get you caught up on the scores from around the Classic today, as it was a full slate of games. Right across the American bracket, there's still a couple of teams that are yet to play. Breaking ball swung on a grounded foul just past the bag at first base. It's going to keep the count at 2-2 to Kim. Everything all gets going at 11 a.m. Eastern. On the flip side, it'll be Colombia and Canada. The Nicaragua and the Netherlands will play a little bit after that as well. They get about an hour start. So 2-2 it is here to Kim, as the lefty Kikuchi ready to deliver. And the pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout. The count remains at 2-2. Other scores from around the Classic, Japanese pitcher with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, Levon Manello, got the win for Cuba today as they knocked off Panama 3-1. And another pitcher in the NPB, Rydell Martinez, got the save for the Cubans. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Kim is in the books. He's gone for the second out. That's the third strikeout recorded by Kikuchi. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Do-Young Kim. Do-Young Kim, 1-for-1 today, singled in the first inning and scored a run. Other scores, Venezuela knocked off the Netherlands 6-2. The Netherlands were my sleeper team, and they might be a sleeper after getting beat by Venezuela, as that first pitch fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 to Kim. Great Britain hung around with Mexico pretty much until the 7th inning. It was a 1-1 ball game, and then the Mexicans went crazy in the last couple innings as that fastball misses up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mexicans scored 3 in the 8th and 4 in the 9th, and they ended up going on to win 8-6. Kikuchi holding set now delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. Puerto Rico knocked off Colombia 5-0. Seth Lugo picked up the win in that one for the Puerto Ricans. Jose Quintana did get the start for the Colombians, but did not fare in the decision. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-1 on Kim. Dominican Republic hammered Nicaragua 12-3. Sir Anthony Dominguez got the win for the Dominicans. United States beat up on Brazil 15-5. The game was a little closer than what it should have been for a long time. Breaking ball swung on, missed there by Kim, and the count now is full. Americans shoved 7 runs on the board in inning number 9 in the top of the 9th. To give them the distance, Logan Webb picked up the win. Bo Takahashi, another NPB pitcher, took the loss. There's a fastball swung on, is lifted down the right field line, racing over his condo, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it for Do-Young Kim for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard as Korea goes in order. We are now moving to the bottom half of inning number 2. Your score is the Samurai Japan trailing Korea 3-2. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with everybody. Our friend Joe Mansman in the house. We're glad you were there. I'm going to get caught back up on the chat on this break after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the 3-2 ball game as we are moving now to the bottom half of inning number 2. Our Filipino friend said he was watching the Dominican game earlier, and it was interesting at first, and then the squashing took place. Yeah, I kind of wondered going in who would have the glass slipper this year from some of the what I would call second-tier baseball nations. There are some nations that I don't even know if they'll win games. Great Britain would be one, Brazil's another. And certainly my pick was the Netherlands. I was like, well, are they going to get at least into the quarterfinals? I also thought Chinese Taipei might be able to sneak their way in. They'd been playing good ball in the international tournaments recently, but we found out pretty quickly that they can't hit until they got a dose of the checks tonight. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Munetaka Murakami. Murakami was 1 for 3 with an RBI and a stolen base last night. And there was a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 1-1. I almost want to put a poll up to see who thinks is going to do better. Will Murakami do better than Okamoto this year in the big leagues? I think that's a $1 million question. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 1-2. I think Murakami is a little confused watching this pitcher because the sidewinder here has a couple of speeds, slow and slower. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-hander Ko works himself into the windup. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Murakami's in the books. That's the first strikeout for Ko. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the second baseman in Shugo Maki. Our Filipino friend says that Chinese Taipei ran into a brick wall yesterday. Yeah, that second and third innings was absolutely just, they couldn't stop the bleeding and they couldn't throw strikes. There was one stretch, I think they threw 99 pitches, and Yamamoto had only thrown like 30 through the first 2 innings for Yamamoto's work, as that fastball is taken for a called strike. Shugamaki was 1 for 3 in last night's game as the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count runs even to 1-1. Maki with the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars of the NPB, 277 last year, a little bit down for his expected production. Pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball waved at and missed. He almost screwed himself into the ground on that one. It's 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And as we mentioned, we will be on the airwaves again tomorrow as well. More late night action from the Tokyo Dome. And hopefully you guys can pop in here and join us for that. There's a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count now goes even to 2-2 on Maki. We were talking about some of the final scores, more final scores from yesterday, as we carry on our tour around the World Baseball Classic. Chinese Taipei took out Czechia 14-0 as that pitch is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2s to Maki. So they took out their frustrations finally. They pounded out 11 hits. They only had 1 hit against the Japanese last night, and they only had 3 in the opener. So for Chinese Taipei to put up 11 hits, that's big news. As that breaking ball is grounded foul again, and the count remains at 2-2 to Maki. And looking ahead to tomorrow, as we mentioned, lots of games, full game slate. There's a breaking ball ticket for a called third strike, and Mackey stood there like the house by the side of the road, and he watched it go by. He just got KO'd by Ko, and that is going to be the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the shortstop and Sosuke Genda. And for us, the late night affair, the late night game tomorrow night, as we do look ahead, there's a first pitch fastball that just misses to Genda. Genda had a really productive late night last night. He was 3 for 3. He had 4 RBIs and he'd scored a pair of runs. So he was all over the stat sheet, almost involved in half of Samurai Japan's runs. He squares the bunt and he takes a fastball on the outside corner and the count runs even to 1-1. So tomorrow it is going to be Australia and Japan. They'll be going head to head. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. So if Japan loses this game, that becomes even more important tomorrow because Australia has won their first 2 games. 2 balls and 1 strike to Genda. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on and tap foul over on the first base line, and the count goes to 2-2. Australia has announced that their starting pitcher for tomorrow against Samurai Japan is going to be Connor McDonald, the 30-year-old right-hander. He will get the nod in that one. The Japanese have not announced the starter as of yet. As the pitcher, Ko, gets a new baseball, and we're ready to go again. Pitch clock keeping the game moving along here as the 2-2 is ready to come. He rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on, is grounded up the middle, fielded neatly by the shortstop, Juwon Kim, and he throws to first. That's going to retire Genda. So they go quietly here in inning number 2 to Samurai Japan. They go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. You are now through 2 complete innings. It is Korea 3 and Japan 2. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Glad you guys could join us for all the action tonight. We'll be back after this from our good friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. Be sure to check out Steve Rademacher after the game. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. It is 3-2 for the Koreans. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat. It'll be Jahmai Jones, Jung-Hoo Lee, and Hyun Min On, as they will be facing the starter Yusei Kikuchi here for the 3rd inning. Our friend Mike Cool Hooks was saying about how Jahmai Jones, same thing with Shea Whitcomb. I can't remember where Whitcomb was, but I also know that It was the mother of Stuart Fairchild, I believe. She had Taiwanese roots. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the third base line. The count is quickly 0-1 to Jones. Jones singled and scored a run in the first inning. He is now 2 for 5 in the tournament. Batting from the right side here against the lefty Kikuchi, and he delivers a fastball that just misses low, and the count now runs even at 1-1. Yeah, I don't understand what all the rules are with everybody who's moving around. They've got, somebody's grandmother fifth removed that allows you to be able to play. Fastball misses down. The count goes to 2-1. I don't understand the process behind some of these things, but it seems to be the way of not just baseball, but the way of a lot of the sports. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. Kikuchi with a new baseball here. Ready to go back to work. That last one had touched the dirt. As soon as it hits the dirt, it's gone. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's going to be hammered past the diving Okamoto into left field. And Jahmai Jones has got his second hit of the night, as he's aboard with a leadoff single here to start the third, and that's going to bring Jung-Hoo Lee to the plate. Well, for Jung-Hoo Lee, he singled and drove in the first run of the ball game. He is now 3 for 5 in the tournament. And they're going to need production from the middle part of the batting order, the Koreans. The thing that's interesting about the Japanese lineup, I have to admit, I don't know if I really like the Japanese lineup the way it's constructed as a whole. And I'll qualify that in a minute. Breaking ball taken for a call and strike. The count is 0-1 to Lee. They've got power, they got pop in the lineup, but they really don't have a lot of guys who can run. I mentioned the other night that Genda used to be able to run a lot, and he's slowed down quite a bit. Suzuki can steal a base when he has to. Otane is probably their best guy. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and Sakamoto able to keep it in front. The count runs even to 1-1. Sometimes when you construct the lineup, I would say that it does look like a very American-style lineup for the Japanese in terms of their power. A lot of guys that can slug the ball or slug it, but they can't run. I feel like I'm watching the Detroit Tigers circa 2019 when Miguel Cabrera was at the end of his career, and they had a bunch of guys who couldn't run, couldn't move. Breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. And our Filipino friend says the Americans would exploit this defense. Yeah, it was on full display. This is the other point I was going to make, is that Suzuki doesn't even play center field with the Cubs. It's Pete Crow Armstrong. Yes, there's a breaking ball grounded foul down the first base line. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Lee. I would have thought that maybe Yukio Shudo would have been, even Taisi Makihara, who doesn't play center field for the Hawks, because that's usually patrolled by Shudo, was in center field the other night before Shudo. So that got my attention as well. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. This ball is going to be trouble. Back on the warning track and making the shoulder catch right up against the O in the cannon sign is going to retire Lee. Oh boy, he just got under it a little bit. So that is going to retire Lee for the first out of the inning. And Korea has really given Japan the most difficult tests all time in this tournament. They've played 9 times. This is the 10th time, and Japan has won 5 and Korea has won 4. There's a first pitch fastball that's taken on the outside corner for a called strike. Count is 0-1. And the funny part is when you look at all the losses against the rest of the tournament, it is the same number as they've lost to the Koreans. A fastball misses up. They appeal to the first base umpire, but they say that on didn't go, and it's going to run the count even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hander against the right-hander as Kikuchi works to the belt, now delivers. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. Action in the Japanese bullpen. It is Hiromi Ito, the Sawamura Award winner, who plays his club ball with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. He is up and throwing. We're at 54 pitches for Kikuchi. So 54 as of right now, and we said 65 is the limit. So we'll see if he's able to get through this half inning. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Yoshida over to pick it off, and they're going to hold Jahmai Jones over at second. So runners at first and second. It's going to bring Shea Whitcomb to the plate. As the Korean fans who are in attendance are cheering and using their thunder sticks to bang to approval. As that is Whitcomb bringing to the dish. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He popped out to second his first time up. Whitcomb 2 for 5 in the tournament, and both of the hits were long balls against the Czechs the other night. Here's the pitch from Kikuchi. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. But facing Yusei Kikuchi is not like facing the plumber from Ostrava. So 1 ball and no strikes to Whitcomb as the lefty holds set. Jones bouncing around at second base. And now Kikuchi steps off and feigns him back. This was the same cat and mouse game that the last time that Kikuchi was on at second base. He was really bouncing around all over the place. And here's the pitch from Kikuchi. It's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count's 1-1. Runner at second, Jones. Runner at first is on. There's 1 gone here in inning number 3, and Shea Whitcomb's got the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. As the lefty again works himself to the belt, checks Jones at second, checks him again, now delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. That was at 96 miles an hour. He rocked back and dialed it up a little bit more there for Whitcomb. And now Whitcomb has asked for time. That's 1 ball and 2 strikes to the third baseman of Korea. Here we go back to the action. 1-2 on the way. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. I'm not sure what Whitcomb was looking for, but it was a really good pitch there by Kikuchi as it did catch the inside corner. He's going to be gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to Bo Gyung-moon. And for Bo Gyung-moon, he has been an offensive power as the pitching coach for Japan has made his way out to the mound. So Nomi out to speak to Kikuchi. They've got 6 more pitches left in him. We're going to see what they have to do here. I do believe that he's going to stay in the ballgame. Ito is heating up. So he's more than likely is going to be the last hitter, I would think, for Moon or for Kikuchi either way. So Moon, 1 for 1 tonight. He doubled home a pair of runs in the first inning. He's 3 for 4 in the tournament. He's got that grand slam in the last game, and he's got 7 runs batted in. So Kikuchi works himself to the belt. And here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0. It's amazing when you get guys, they just start feeling it, and they're able to really produce, and that is what Moon has done, is just produced. So here comes the 1-0 pitch as Kikuchi holds to the belt. Jones still jockeying at second, and there's a breaking ball that misses down. Count now goes to 2-0. As we mentioned, now, if you start a batter under 65 pitches, you can finish the batter, and that is where we are at right now with Kikuchi. He is approaching that magic number. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. I think Moon wanted that one back. It's now 2 balls and a strike. Pitch locked him up a little bit. Like he wanted to turn loose on it, but Not quite in this event here. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, chopped to the left side, fielded by Genda, and he throws to second. And that is going to retire on a fielder's choice. It's going to go 6-4 for the putout. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for Korea in their half of inning number 3. No runs in the inning. They had a couple of hits. They had no errors and stranded a pair. Your score as we move now to the bottom of the third inning, it is Samurai Japan trailing Korea 3-2, and we'll be back with all the action in just a couple of moments after this musical timeout. Thanks for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We're glad to have you with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of inning number 3. Seishiro Sakamoto, Shohei Ohtani, and Kensuke Kondo, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat for Samurai Japan in their half of inning number 3. We have all the scoring so far has come in the first inning. 3 runs for the Koreans in the top half of the first. RBI single from Jung-Hoo Lee and a 2-run double from Bo Gyung-moon. And then it was Samurai Japan responding with a 2-run homer off the bat of Seiya Suzuki that had made the score 3-2, and that is where we stand at the moment. So that is going to bring Seishiro Sakamoto and then the top of the order in Shohei Ohtani and Kensuke Kondo to the plate. So the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat here. The crowd is in great spirit tonight. There is a changeup that is swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 to Sakamoto. Sakamoto came on at the last part of the ball game. It was Kenya Wakatsuki who got the start last night. And we've seen it in the past before where Samurai Japan will split their catchers. It doesn't matter who it is. They also have Yuhei Nakamura on the roster. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Check that. It was strike 3. I somewhere missed a pitch in here, and he is gone, is Sakamoto, for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the fan favorite, and everybody wants to see what he's going to do. This is going to be Shohei Ohtani stepping into the dish. Ohtani tonight walked and scored a run in the first inning. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1 ball and no strikes. Last night we were talking about the game against the Taiwanese, the Chinese Taipei team, and it was a strike. There's a fastball taken for a call. Strike count is 1-1, and the walks were just killers for the Chinese Taipei. Too many walks. Unable to keep the Samurai Japan off the bases. There's a fastball swung, and this ball is belted into deep right field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run as Shohei Ohtani has hit a solo shot to tie it up here. And we are now all locked up at 3. As Otani is rounding the bases. Very hard to keep off the bases is Otani. So 3-3, and we're back to all square where we were in the start of the ball game. So 2 big blasts here for Samurai Japan in this one. As even the score at 3 apiece. That's going to bring up Kensuke Kondo to the plate. Well, for Kondo, 0 for 1 tonight, 0 for 6 in the tournament. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Gotta start wondering when the manager for Japan is going to make a switch. As the right-hander Ko rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Ko working quickly on pitch on the way. There's a breaking ball that swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side of home plate, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Kondo. So 2 balls, 2 strike. Kondo, as we said, applies his trade with the Fukuoka Ball Club. Fastball swung on. This is grounded foul just past the bag at first base, and the count remains at 2-2. So of all the hugs, it was Yusei Kikuchi giving Shohei a big hug in the dugout, certainly because he is now going to be off the hook for a potential loss. Pitch on the way. There is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. And Kondo is in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. And by our counts, that's the 4th strikeout here tonight for Ko. That is going to bring up the center fielder in Seiya Suzuki. Well, Seiya Suzuki did the damage to get things going for Samurai Japan in the first inning as he had hit that 2-run shot. As he strides to the plate here to face Ko for the second time tonight. So he steps into the batter's box, ready. 48 pitches for Ko. I would think they're going to try to max him out. I would think he would I would think he's going to go in the next inning as well. There's a first pitch that's a fastball taken for a called strike. Checked in at 85 miles an hour. I don't think he's going to much more in him to throw harder than that. So no balls and 1 strike to Suzuki as the right-hander delivers again. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Suzuki 2 for 5 now in the tournament with that home run in inning number 1. As Ko rocks into the windup and he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. This is belted into deep left field. This is trouble, and this is going to be gone. The second home run of the night for Seiya Suzuki. And now the Samurai Japan have taken a 4-3 lead here in inning number 3. And the crowd at the Tokyo Dome, the pro-Japanese crowd, of course, are in an absolute frenzy. The fireworks are going off left and right as Suzuki rounds the bases. And high fives all around in the dugout, and it is now a 4-3 lead for Samurai Japan. And our friend My Cool Hook's pumping a fist because there has been a few dollars that are going to roll his way. Well, that looks like it's going to be the end of the night for Ko. Well, the second home run of the ball game for Suzuki. He's driven in 3 of the 4 Samurai Japan runs. And Ko's night is over as he is trailing 4-3. He's going to leave the ball game, and the Koreans are going to their bullpen. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with that update for you when we return right after this from our good friend Steve Rademacher. Keep you entertained during the change.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you going to throw in their rally fingers? maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. You know, every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in the front row. Blah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves now to a pitching change here, as we will get you that updated in just a second. It is going to be Byung-Hyun Jo, who is coming on in relief, as he is going to be facing Masataka Yoshida. So Byung-Hyun Jo to replace Young-Po Ko. So we are ready to go back to the live action, and the first pitch coming here is a breaking ball swung on, and this ball is absolutely blistered. Oh boy, the right fielder on just turned around, and he watched that sail into the seats. So welcome to the ball game, Joe, as that ball was absolutely obliterated by Masataka Yoshida, and Samurai Japan has increased their lead to 5-3 on back-to-back homers by Suzuki and Yoshida. It's turned into a batting practice round here for Samurai Japan. So 5-3, and our friend Michael Hooks, who's in here listening, pumped his fist again because another run on the board. 8 runs now here in this one here, and no sign of it stopping. Barely could get the pitcher into my scorecard, and all heck is breaking loose. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Nothing like trying to get that first fastball over to get the jitters down, and it ends up 15 rows into the seats. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count now 1-1 to Okamoto. Joe with SSG Landers of the KBO. He was a closer for that ball club. He had appeared in 69 games and had 30 saves. 1-1 on the way. It's a fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander rocks himself into the delivery. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball down. Nice stop there by the catcher of the Koreans, and that, of course, would be Dongwon Park. Well, going to test the nerves of the Koreans now and see if they've got anything left in them, or if they spent everything in inning number 1. There is a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-2 to Okamoto. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Munetaka Murakami waiting on deck. 2 gone here in the inning. 2 strikeouts and 3 home runs have been all the action. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field. Coming hard is on. He's there. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it, as Okamoto is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning. But damage done, and lots of it. 3 solo home runs off the bat of Samurai Japan in inning number 3. 3 runs on 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. Your scores, we move now to the middle frames. It is a 5-3 lead for Samurai Japan. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with all the action in just a few right after this on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the fourth inning, bottom third of the batting order to come up to bat for the Koreans. It'll be Ju-won Kim, Dongwon Park, and Hae-seong Kim. As we are anticipating, just getting confirmation, it is a pitching change as Hiromi Ito is in the ball game, replacing Yusei Kikuchi. So the Sawamura Award winner for the Hokkaido Upon Ham Fighters last year on the mound here. 27 games last year with the Fighters. He was 14-8 as the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses up and away. So not getting any easier here as Ito now on in relief. 1 ball and no strikes to Ju-won Kim. Kim batting from the left side here as Ito kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and it's fouled away. And it looks like it caught the home plate umpire right on the forearm, but he's very fortunate. It didn't get him the full brunt of it. So here's the 1-1 pitch as Ito kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses inside. It's now 2 balls and a strike. And it'd be curious to see how Korea does respond to this onslaught here. They've 5 unanswered runs so far. There's a fastball that comes inside and it has hit Kim. And he is going to be awarded first base. He couldn't get out of the way. And so a hit by pitch here to start off the fourth inning, and that'll bring up the catcher in Dongwon Park. He does wear the elbow guard, does Kim, but looked like it got him more in the back, maybe just above the rib cage. That could be very painful if you got the right spot. So Park stepping in, ready to face Ito for the first time as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Oh, Park had a big-time hack. He wanted to try to turn that one around. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the big fella. He is the catcher for the LG Twins. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Ito, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down. Count now goes even to 1-1. So ball and a strike. Ito again getting the sign from Sakamoto, working quickly. Getting lead over at first base is the runner Kim. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. That was at 92. He painted the outside corner, did Ito. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Park. Again, the right-hander ready to go as he works himself into the set position, and he kicks and delivers. Breaking ball waved at and missed, and Park is in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. So what away here, and that'll bring up the second baseman in Hye-Seong Kim. Curious to see how they're going to utilize Ito. I wonder if they're going to try to let him roll for about 3 innings as well, just as they had used Kikuchi. So here comes the offering now to Hye-Seong Kim, and it's a fastball center cut for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Hye-Seong Kim 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 4 in the tournament. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ito, who works to the set. And now delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So a ball and a strike. We'll put our calendar up a little later in the day, and as we mentioned, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night for all the action. Here's a pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. Count goes to 2-1. We're talking about the game and the action, of course, for tomorrow. It'll be Australia and Japan, as they will go head-to-head against one another. As the right-hander Ito delivers, it's a fastball that messes up. Count now goes to 3-1 on Kim. Keep your eye on the other Kim. That was Juwon Kim. We'll see if they put him in motion here. Or if it might be a little early, maybe on the 3-2 pitch, keep him out of the double play. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble. And this ball is going to be gone. A 2-run shot off the bat of Hye-Seong Kim. And here we go again. We're all tied up now at 5. Starting to turn into a celebrity softball game in the Tokyo Dome, as Kim has delivered a 2-run shot, and we're back to square again. 5-5 is the scoreline, and our friend Mike Cool Hooks, well, he's pumped the fist. I don't know what you're going to do after 12 runs, my friend. It's at least going to get to 11 because somebody's got to win the game. Yeah, to you back in the house, we're glad to see you. Welcome back for the 2026 season. It's been an entertaining game if you like slugfests. And here's the pitch to the leadoff hitter, Do-Young Kim, and he swings at a fastball and fouls that away, and the count is 0-1. Well, that answers that. The Koreans not giving up anytime soon. As the pitch on the way, it is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. It's now 0-2 to Kim. 3 Kims in the lineup. This is Do-Young Kim, who is the designated hitter. Plays third base for his club team. Mike Cool Hook says he's got to pick up the pace from the other night, as there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Kim. Jahmai Jones waiting his turn on deck. Our Filipino friend says, what a slugfest. Indeed it is. There's a fastball that messes up. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say that Do-Young Kim didn't go, and the count goes to 2-2. Highly entertaining game if you like the slugfest. I actually like the 2-1 games more myself. There's a fastball swung on. This is popped up into shallow right center field. It's in that Bermuda Triangle area, but Kensuke Kondo is going to call everybody off and make the grab. And that is going to retire Kim for the second out of the inning. And it's going to bring Jahmai Jones to the plate. Mike Cool Hook says, we need more slugfests. Yeah, well, when you watch the Japanese league, the NPB, we don't get enough of them. And, you think about it, how the domestic players, or at least the ones with any pop and power in the stick, they're on their way out. Or they're in the MLB right now. So, what's going to be left other than Sato? And maybe Kondo. Who else is going to, and maybe even Mackey, sort of. Who's going to put balls into the seats in the NPB this year that aren't imports? Fastball swung on and fouled away. you start thinking Franmil Reyes should be able to deposit some balls into the seats, but I don't know if Yutaro Sugimoto is going to be able to ratchet up 25 to 30. Fastball taken for a called strike on the inside corner at the knees, and the count is 0-2 to Jones. Well, if the umpire is going to give Hiromi Ito those calls, it'll be a really tough night for the Koreans. So no balls and 2 strikes. Jones is 2 for 2 tonight, by the way. He's 3 for 6 in the tournament, as the right-hander works himself to the set. And Ito kicks and delivers. It's a fastball missing down, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Also makes me wonder what the leash on Ito will be. He's already at 21 pitches if they're going to take him to 65. As the pitch on its way, it's a fastball swung on and missed, and Jones is in the books. He's gone for out number 3, and that's going to do it here for the Koreans in the 4th inning. But they respond with a pair of runs of their own. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There was no errors and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it is all square again. It is Korea 5 and Japan 5. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with all the action in just a couple of moments right after this timeout.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
That's right, everybody. It is a 5-5 ball game, and we'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is the bottom of the 4th inning upon us. It'll be Munetaka Murakami, Shugo Maki, and Sosuke Genda to come to bat, as they will be facing in this half inning. It is still going to be the pitcher Joe, who is on in relief. Murakami tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. He is 1 for 4 in the tournament. He has driven in a run and stolen a base. Is where we stand here. So Murakami stepping into the dish, ready to face Joe for the first time this evening. As the right-hander rocks himself into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Murakami. Joe on in relief of the starter. But he had served up a couple of home runs on his own, including the first pitch delivered to, one home run, the pitch to Masataka Yoshida. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Count now goes to 0-2 on Murakami. Right-hander Joe rocking into the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. If you just joined us, it was 3 in the first by the Koreans. The Japanese responded with 2 of their own. And then the Japanese added 3 in the third. The Koreans have come back with 2 in the 4th. And that makes the score 5-all as that fastball misses inside. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Murakami. Right-hander Joe ready to go again, rocking himself into the windup. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball ticket for a called 3rd strike. Murakami can't believe it. He's gone down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. As he's going to walk back slowly to the dugout, he has gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up Shugo Maki to the plate. So Shugo Maki knows what it feels like to get punched out. As he went down on strikes in the 2nd inning, he got called out looking. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Maki 1 for 4 in the tournament. It is the home plate umpire is Todd Titchener, as he had given it a little bit of extra oomph. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. No ABS system in this tournament. They do have the replays in effect. It'll be interesting to see how that's going to shake out in Major League Baseball this year. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is lifted into straightaway center field. It's going to be a routine play here. Moving over underneath it is the captain, and that is Jung-Hoo Lee, who's going to make the catch. And Maki is going to be gone for the 2nd out of the inning, and that'll bring up the shortstop in Sosuke Genda. Well, for Genda, they finally found a way to get him out. He grounded out to short his last time up. He was 3 for 3 in last night's game with 4 runs driven in. As the Lions shortstop takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I'd like to see if they have a umpire scorecard for this one. I know in Major League Baseball they have the umpire scorecard. I'd be curious to see what Titchener's scorecard would look like tomorrow. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that goes all the way to the backstop. It moved Genda off the plate. If you go on Twitter, they have it on Twitter. I think there's a website too, umpirescorecard.com, something like that. And what they do is they tell you how many pitches are missed and what was the closest calls or important calls. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 2-1 to Genda. And they kind of give you an analysis of what the umpire would be like on the night, how many of his pitches that he called were correct or incorrect. As the 2-1 here is on the way as he kicks and delivers fastball that just misses outside. Count now goes to 3-1. And it also kind of tells you where he misses and where he likes to call his pitches. I think that's important. I always used to say in the National Football League, you want to have a book on the referees, find out what they like to call. There's a fastball that misses inside, and Genda's going to be aboard with a 2-out walk, as he will set the table for Seishiro Sakamoto. Well, for Sakamoto, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out in his only trip up. And it's important here that you want to try to keep this guy off the base paths as Shohei Ohtani is waiting his turn on deck. You want to face Ohtani with ducks on the pond unless you are our friend Mike Cool Hooks, who will be cheering for that for sure. More opportunity for more runs. So the right-hander Joe holds to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that just misses. Again, that pitch there, if you believe the K-zone, that would have been good enough for a strike. But it's like Joe's been getting squeezed a little bit here. I don't know if they want to put ducks on the pond for Ohtani or what they want to do. Here's a fastball that misses and another one that's held. So I have a feeling here there's going to be a conversation as they're going to come out. They want to come out and talk. The catcher's going out to the mound. But I think I want to have a word with my coach or my manager, call them out and let them know that this home plate umpire is not giving you much of anything right now. And maybe prolong it out there on the mound, whatever you have to do. So 2 balls and no strikes to Sakamoto as that conference is going to be over. They certainly want to pitch to the catcher of the Tigers. He's not a power threat. Yeah, he can put the odd charge into a ball, but he's not somebody that you're going to face at the top of the Japanese order that can put a ball into the seats at the blink of an eye. So here we go back to the action as Sakamoto digs in. The right-hander Joe working to the belt. And the pitch on the way is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. 24 pitches already for the reliever Joe. Sakamoto waggling the bat here as the right-hander gets this sign, and now they throw over to first base, and getting back easily is Genda. As we said, Genda used to be able to run when he was younger. He's still a threat to run. They throw over to first again and diving back safely. So that means that Joe can't throw over to first anymore. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. On its way, fastball taken for a called strike. The catcher parked there, held the ball a little bit extra longer. I don't think he was convinced that he was going to get that call. Plate umpire, not the most decisive. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball down the way. There goes the runner down to second. The throw is going to be in time. Genda's going to be gunned out. He's standing at second base saying, hey, let's take a look at this. Manager Ibata puts the brakes on here for a second. And we're going to see if they're going to want to have a review. And he's going to ask for the review. We're going to go to the headset here. So I think that Genda got in time. So that last pitch was a ball to make it 3-2, but they're going to go to the headset. Let's see what our impression is. I don't really like it. I like where the managers have to make the decision. I don't like the technology in the dugout where they get a chance to look at it. Make them make their call without having the use of the technology. The throw was down. Ooh, and I don't think it was a poor tag. That was not a very good tag. It looked like he had swooped at the runner and he put the tag in between the legs and he was able to get through it. I don't think he actually got there. Unfortunate. Get the ball, get it right down to the base. He ends up reaching probably about a foot away, and they ends up tagging him on the knees. So I don't think he's going to be out. I think they're going to reverse the call. So we'll wait on the decision for this. If it is, it'll be a stolen base for Genda. We'll get to look at the replay again. And I don't know if they'll have enough to overturn it or not now on the angle that we just saw there. But as far as I'm concerned, the one angle before, I think he's going to be safe because of the poor tag. And that's another piece. You think of the challenge here and how it has slowed the pace of the game down. The game's been at a great pace. And here comes the home plate umpire. And not only am I going to lose a challenge, so Samurai Japan. They're going to go up with the right hand and uphold the call. I can't believe it. So Sosuke Genda, he's caught stealing. It's going to go in the books as 2-4 on the putout. He's the third out of the inning. Sakamoto will come to bat to lead off the next half inning. And it's an unconventional 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is all square. 5 apiece between Samurai Japan and Korea. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this timeout.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
The score as we move to the bottom half of inning the top half of inning number 5. We are all locked up at 5s. We'll be back in just a moment after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 5th inning. It is Korea and Japan locked up at 5s. It is going to be Jung-Hoo Lee, Hyun Min Ahn, and Shea Whitcomb slated to come to bat. As it'll be Hiromi Ito, who is coming back out for his second inning of work. Ito threw 24 pitches in the last half inning. And there is a fastball swung on it. It has popped up down the right field line. It is the Bermuda Triangle in foul territory. Coming hard is Kondo. He slides and he's unable to make the catch right in front of that temporary seating. So that's going to go down as strike 1 to Lee. Came a long way, did Kondo. He had to be careful. He just missed that ball. We were talking about the defensive play. That was a great effort by Kondo. He didn't get there in time. But great effort. No damage as it did land in foul territory. So no balls and 1 strike to Lee. Right-hander Ito ready to go again as he kicks, double clutches, and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander holds to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on his chop softly down the first base line, fielded by Murakami. He's going to step on the base. That's going to go ground out to 3 for the first out of the inning. As Jung-Hoo Lee didn't even run and touch the base. That's something that is a no-no in Major League Baseball. It's expected that the players at least touch the bag, peel out early. So gone for the first out is Lee. That's going to bring Hyun Min Ahn to the plate. On is 1 for 2 tonight, and the pitch is a fastball that just misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. On is 2 for 5 in the tournament. He plays for the KT Wiz in the KBO. I have to tell you, of all the domestic players, I like the way that he looks at the plate. He looks determined to smash the baseball. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hander ready to go again as he works to the belt. And then raises to his chest. Ito kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses down. It is now 2-1. One thing I'm not a big fan of with Ahn is he has a lot of theatrics at the plate. He kind of reminds me of a poor man's Juan Soto. All these extra moves. There's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul down the third baseline, and it's going to run the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As he walks gingerly back toward home plate. And we are going to do this all over again. This past season with the Wiz, he's all over different categories. He was the KBO Rookie of the Year was on. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and missed. And he is going to go in the books. He's going to be gone for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up Shea Whitcomb to the plate. So as I look at Ahn in particular, as Hyun Min Ahn stands at 6 foot, 198 pounds is what they list him at. And the first pitch is swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 to Shea Whitcomb. Ito is looking like he's settling in, delivers a fastball that just misses outside, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ito. Right-hander Ito ready to deliver again. And there's a fastball catches the inside corner to Whitcomb, and the count goes to 1-2. Late night baseball from the Tokyo Dome, and well, at least in North America, it's late night baseball. It is a Saturday evening in Japan. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line and is going to slice foul into the seats. Count remains at 1-2 to Whitcomb. Whitcomb waggling the bat as he gets settled back in. 5-5 in the top of the fifth. Fives all the way around here in this one. Here comes the pitch from Ito. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. They appeal to the first base umpire, and up goes the right hand. And Whitcomb's going to be retired for out number 3, and that's going to do it here for the Koreans in their half of the fifth inning. We are halfway through this one. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are moving to the bottom of the fifth inning. Your score is Korea 5 and Japan 5. Stick around, everybody. The bottom of the fifth inning is just around the corner. We appreciate you all for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat here in inning number 5. That means Seishiro Sakamoto, Shohei Ohtani, and Kensuke Kondo, the 9, 1, and 2 batters. So Ohtani up second here in the inning as the first pitch delivered is swung on and fouled away. It is Ju Young's son who is on in relief. So the LG Twins left-hander on in relief. The third pitcher used by the Koreans tonight. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Sakamoto. Sakamoto was up in that last half inning when it was, where he was batting when Sosuke Genda got gunned down. So no balls and 2 strikes. Sakamoto steps in there, ready to go again. As the lefty holds himself to the set here, here comes the pitch. Fastball down, and the count goes to 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Japan has used 2 pitchers tonight, Kikuchi and Ito. Koreans are into their third pitcher. I said at the outset, if there was a spot here, I would think that it would be that the bullpens would belong to the Japanese. There's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal to the first base umpire, but they say that Sakamoto didn't go. And that's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty ready to go again as he works himself to the belt. And the 2-2 on the way is a fastball that misses way upstairs. The count goes to 3-2. So Sakamoto, who started in the hole at 0-2, has battled the count all the way back to 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty again works to the belt, here comes the pitch. 3-2 on the way. It is a breaking ball down. The appeal to the first base umpire, and up goes the right hand. As Sakamoto is going to be retired, and that is going to put him in the books for the first out. And that is going to bring what everybody is come to watch. It is going to bring Shohei Ohtani to the plate. Ohtani tonight has been on base twice. He walked in the first and scored a run, and he homered in the third. As the lefty Son holds to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. 55 home runs in the 2025 season with the Dodgers. He is 4 for 5 at the plate in the tournament. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Ohtani. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hander against the left-hander as Son delivers, and it's a fastball that just misses down. That would look like a pretty good pitch. Back we go to the umpire scorecard. We're going to have a look at that or see if they are doing it for the Classic. One of the finer games by Todd Tickner. Here comes the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. Oh, that was a good pitch. I think Ohtani would want that one back. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now Ohtani has asked for time, and he's going to step back and adjust his helmet. So he steps back in, and we're ready to go back to the action as the lefty works himself to the belt. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as it's on its way. It's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul into the seats down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2 to Ohtani. Friend Alex in the house. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. As the 2-2 on the way, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to get looped into left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Jung-Hoo Lee over to pick it up, and he fires it back in, and that's a 1-out single here off the bat of Ohtani. It's going to bring Kensuke Kondo to the plate, who is 0 for 2 in tonight's game, 0 for 7 in the tournament. Got to be wondering at some point if you're going to have to maybe make a substitution for Kondo. So Kondo batting from the left side. First pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on, grounded over to second. Kim fields it. They go to first, and he throws it away. Oh, and they're not going to be able to advance the runner Kondo. That's going to be, Ohtani is going to be gone on a fielder's choice. So that's going to be a fielder's choice to 4. We were talking about poor base running the other night. Even there, I'm not so sure if I'm Ohtani, that was the smartest of base running. Safe on the trail side is Kondo. But Ohtani gone for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring Seiya Suzuki to the plate. Well, they ruled Ohtani out as he had left the baseline. Nice call by the second base umpire. As the first pitch on the way to Suzuki, it's a breaking ball that misses down. Suzuki 2 for 2 tonight, and both of his balls have landed in the seats. 2 home runs. He has driven in 3 RBIs. He is 3 for 6 in the tournament. As the lefty Son delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It is popped up foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate. And the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We are in the bottom half of inning number 5. As the scoreline here is locked up at 5s. Here's the pitch. Fastball just misses inside. Our friend Mike Cool Hooks, we were talking earlier in the stream, as he's got the over in this one tonight. And being as it may, the over is at, if I'm not mistaken, he said, I think it's 12 he needs to get. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. The count is 1-2. Well, the worst thing that could happen is the runs stall here. You need runs for either team. You still need a couple more. You're going to get at least one, because we're going to have a winner here. Question is can you get more than one? Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. Coming in hard is on. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it. As Suzuki's finally retired tonight, he's gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here as Japan is gone in their half of the fifth. There was no runs in the inning. There was the hit, no errors, and there was one runner left aboard. Over to the top of the sixth inning, your score is Samurai Japan 5 and Korea 5. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with all the action in just a couple moments after this timeout.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Bo Gyung Moon, Ju-Won Kim, and Dongwon Park to face. We expect to still be Hiromi Ito, but we'll get an update to see if there is been a pitching change. It'll still be Ito who is going to be facing the Korean hitter Moon. Moon is 1 for 2 tonight. He has bounced into a fielder's choice, and he doubled home a pair of runs in the first inning. 3 for 5 in the tournament, and he's already got 7 runs batted in. So he is coming to bat here. Australia currently is the leader in the group. They'll be on a collision course with Samurai Japan. Korea right now at 1-0 as well. Winner of this game here will potentially face a showdown with the Aussies. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Australia's got to be feeling good about themselves. If the Aussies are able to get through, that would be your Cinderella team, I would think, especially if they can get into the quarterfinals. Fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count now goes even at 1-1. I'm not sure I like this format per se, because you got a quarterfinal game. It's a one and done, semifinal and a final. I would have liked to see them go into another pool again, as there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. In other words, if, let's say, Japan and Korea came out of this group and then they would go over into the other bracket, they would take their head-to-head record against them from their pool play, and then they play the other two teams. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on his grounder right to the glove of Murakami at first. Fields it, he steps on the bag, and that's going to retire Moon on a ground out to 3. He's out for the first out of the inning. And then you would take the next two teams that were the records against the other two teams, and then you would see where they would fare. And then, of course, the team would finish in first place would be at a distinct advantage. Or you could also play them all 3 times again and then take the top 2 in each of the pools. And here comes the pitch from Ito. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kim. This is Juwon Kim, who is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He was hit by a pitch. It was the first batter that Ito had faced, and Ito had drilled him. Ito at 40 pitches now, and he's been very economical at this point, but I would assume this is probably going to be his last inning. It's Kikuchi gave them 3, Ito gives them 3, and then they'll get into their bullpen. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that just misses upstairs. Nice job by Kim to be able to hold off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander holds to the set and delivers. Split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Kim. Batting from the left side here as the right-hander again works to the set, now delivers. Split finger pitch misses in the dirt, and the count now goes to 2-2. Game is kind of settled in right now. There's been, I think if I was strategizing this, I think you want to start nickeling and diming a little bit, especially if you're the Koreans. You got to scratch out a run somehow. There's a fastball that swung on and lifted foul, but you got to get some base runners on to do that. Count remains at 2-2 to Kim. That'd be what I'd be looking at right now is get a runner on and start playing your small ball. Don't fall in love with the long ball. Here's the pitch. Fastball down, just missed, almost hit Kim. Had the hopscotch out of the way. Runs the count now to 3-2. Dongwon Park, the catcher, waits on deck, and it'll be Hye-seong Kim to follow. As the pitch from Ito on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. That was of the split finger variety. Kim swung at ball 4. He's going to walk back to the dugout and probably have a word with himself. He has gone for the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring up Dongwon Park to the plate. Our friend God is Great is in the house. And we welcome you for being here. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Koreans here hanging around in this one. That also is a problem. The longer they can hang around, the problem for Japan. Japan needed to score early and often and sort of get the lead, but it was the other shoe was on the other foot. That breaking ball misses down to Park, and the count's 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Ito kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count goes to 1-2. One thing I will say about the Korean hitters is I don't think they're as disciplined as the Japanese are. They swing at some pitches really wildly, whether it be the split finger pitches or the breaking balls that are away. I would think that their discipline at the plate would be a little bit better, but I haven't shown that all tonight. Fastball misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-2 on Park. That's, of course, just my opinion on this, but I do feel that is one of the things that need to keep in check. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Park. Park had struck out in his first 2 trips to the plate tonight. 1 for 6 in the tournament. Big fella now has asked for time. And that was a quick reset. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And there's a fastball taken right down the middle. I'm not sure what Park was looking at. And I don't think he knew what he was looking at either, but it was a fastball right down the middle. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and he's got himself a sombrero. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. And by our count, that is 8 in a row retired by Ito. Your score as we move now to the bottom half of inning number 6. It is all locked up at 5. So we'll be back in just a couple of moments. Our friend Titus, not sure if he's still sticking around here with us, but we're glad you did pop in. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few right after this timeout from our good friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
That's right, everybody. It is a 5-5 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Stick around, everybody. It is Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel giving you live commentary of all the action. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Woo Suk Go who is coming on in relief. He'll be the 4th Korean pitcher used. Last time I saw, I think Woo Suk Go is in Detroit Tigers camp, and he had been getting roughed up. He was originally brought over to North America as he was a San Diego Padre, and he had closed games. Last year, he was in all the minor league areas. He was in rookie A, high A, triple A, you name it. Did the tour of the minor league system. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down and in. The count is 1-0. Yoshida today is 1 for 2. This is Masataka Yoshida, as he is got a home run to his name. And he's also got a ground out as the pitch is on its way. It's a fastball missing down and in, and the count is 2-0. 3 for 5 in the tournament. There is action in the Japanese bullpen, as it would appear that Ito would probably be done for the night. You check to see it's a right-hander up and throwing, so we'll see what that would be. Here's the pitch from Go. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side. Moving over underneath it is Whitcomb. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Yoshida. If I had to say one thing that would concern me about Samurai Japan is we saw it last night. They score in bunches. They scored 10 in the second last night against Chinese Taipei. Then they added 3 more in the third. Tonight, they had a solo. They had 2 in the first, and they had 3 in the second or in the third. So they have put a crooked number up, but after that, it gets dry in a big hurry. They don't seem to scratch out runs. First pitch to Okamoto is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Okamoto 0 for 2 tonight, 1 for 6 in the tournament. As Go rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. Our friend Mike Cool Hook says he needs a couple of more runs. Yeah, you do. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Okamoto waits on the offering here from Go. As he rocks into that windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. For those of you who've just joined us, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow as we will make all the late night classic games, hopefully classics. It'll be Australia and Japan. There's a fastball swung on, is grounded over to short. Side slinging at the first is Kim, and that is going to retire Okamoto on a ground out 6-3. He's in the books for out number 2, and that is going to leave it up to the first baseman in Munetaka Murakami. So tomorrow, whatever happens here tonight, it'll be Australia and Japan. If you're in North America, in most of North America, they turn the clocks ahead, as they'll spring ahead tomorrow. The first pitch is a fastball that misses to Murakami. The count's 1-0. Murakami's 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both of his trips to the plate. 1 for 5 in the tournament. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. Count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Murakami. Right-hander go, holding to the set, but he rocks into that little step back, and he delivers a fastball that is lifted into the seats over on the third base side. The count 1-2 now to Murakami. When this game is over, we'll give it the full wrap-up of this one, and then we'll also take you around the tour of the rest of the World Baseball Classic and get you caught up all these scores from earlier today or yesterday, depending upon where you were located. As that fastball misses down in the dirt and it squirts away from the catcher park. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Murakami waits. Right-hander holds set again. He rocks and he delivers. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded easily by Kim. Fires to first. Not a great throw, but it is picked out of the dirt by Moon, and that is going to do it as the Koreans go in order. It's a ground out 6-3 for out number 3, and that'll do it here in inning number 6. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are now 2/3 of the game in the books. Your score is Samurai Japan 5 and Korea 5. Stick around, everybody. The top of the 7th is just around the corner. We're glad to have you with us. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat for, or slated to come to bat for the Koreans in the top of the 7th inning. It's supposed to be Hye-seong Kim, Do-young Kim, and Jemai Jones as they will get things rolling here. And just an update, it is going to be a pitching change as Atsuki Tanichi is coming on in relief as he will take over here for Samurai Japan. So this is going to be the 3rd pitcher used, Atsuki Tanichi. The right-hander here ready to go. He has pitched with the Chibalote Marines, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Kim. Kim, 1 for 2 tonight. He had a 2-run shot in the 4th inning. He also struck out in the 2nd. So Kim is 1 for 5 in the tournament, as the pitch is a fastball that catches the inside corner. And I missed a pitch in there somewhere. It's actually 1-2 now to Kim. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not sure how that came about. So here we go. Here comes the offering from Tanichi. He delivers. Fastball swung on and missed, and that is easy and quick work of Kim. He is in the books for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Dooyoung Kim. So if I had to do some quick math here, that's the 11th Korean batter to go down on strikes in this one here tonight. Got to be able to put the balls in play. There's a first pitch fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Kim. This is Dooyoung Kim. He is 1 for 3 today. He's got a single and he scored a run. Breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Action in the Korean pen. Yonghyun Park up and throwing. Here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball misses down to Dooyoung Kim. The count goes now to 1-2. We're getting into the deep water here. We're in the back third of the ball game, and now it's going to have to be a little bit of nickel and diming, I would think, by both of these teams. There's a fastball swung on it. It's going to be pop foul. It's going to reach the seats. Counts 1-2 to Kim. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Tanichi works to the belt, and now he delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that's back-to-back strikeouts here to start the 7th inning, as Dooyoung Kim is in the books for out number 2. It's going to bring up the left fielder in Jemai Jones. And if I was making a prediction, if the Koreans were to pull something out here, I would think it's going to be this part of the order, either Jones, Lee, or On. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Jones. I think one of these 3 hitters are going to have to play a role in that for the Koreans, as the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and tap foul. Count now goes to 1-1. Our friend Mike Cool Hooks, who we were talking earlier with, he was saying that he needs to get to 12 runs. Well, it's all of a sudden the scoring has slowed right down as that fastball swung on and fouled away. And it is a ball and 2 strikes to Jemai Jones. So 1 ball, 2 strikes as Tanichi gets a new baseball. I can't remember how much I've seen Tanichi pitch with the Chiba Ball Club. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on, another one fouled away. This was at 96 on the gun. I didn't watch the Marines pitch a lot or play a lot last year. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jones as the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Oh, Tanichi thought he rang him up, but no way, says the home plate umpire Todd Tickner. And as I said, I think we're going to want to have a look at the K-zone after this game is done tonight, or look at the umpire scorecard. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Tanichi comes in and strikes out the side as the Koreans go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. And by my count, that is 11 in a row retired by Japanese pitchers. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is all locked up at 5. Stick around, everybody. It's our version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'll be back in just a couple of moments after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom half of inning number 7. It'll be Shugo Maki, Sosuke Genda, and Seishiro Sakamoto slated to come to bat here, as it is the Japanese will get their chance to take their cracks here at the Korean pitching yet again. And the first pitch on the way. It is Young Hyun Park on the hill, as he has taken over for Woo Suk Go. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Maki. Pitch on the way again. Fastball swung on. This is lifted down the right field line. Giving chase. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's a major collision as the first baseman, Moon, ran right into the temporary seating. And that is just the way the height of the stands are. He ran right into that there, and he's possibly cracked the rib. Field awareness, got to know where you're at. That's one thing. The second thing is they don't really have a warning track at all. I know that on some fields, what you'll see is you're going to see that they have, when you have a turf field, for people who don't know, the warning track will be, even though it changes colors on a turf field, what they'll do is they'll put rocks down. And so when you're running, you're going to feel the crunch under your feet. Well, he ran full tilt right into the temporary seating over there, which is about at ribcage height. Wait, I got the wind knocked out of him. And he went down like a house of cards. So he's going to need another moment. Actually, he was able at the last minute to get his knee up, but he was unable to brace himself for that. It looks like he's going to be okay. He's going to stay in the game, as the trainer had come out to attend to him. He's getting consoled by Hai Seung Kim. He just needs a moment to get his breath, that is for sure. Can't fault the effort, that is for sure. But we are ready to go back to the live action, and he's a little worse for wear. As the pitcher delivers, it is a fastball that misses down. The count now goes to 1-2 on Maki. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maki waiting on the offering from the righty. There's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be line foul down the right field line. Count now at 1-2. Interesting enough here, I don't know if I've got anything here on the pitcher Park. I'm looking for his number, and I don't see him. At least I didn't see him on. Oh, there he is, Young Hyun Park. Didn't see him on the roster there, but I overlooked him. There's a fastball that misses down. Count is 2-1. As the pitch is a fastball that just misses inside. The count runs to 3-2 on Maki. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down and away, and that's going to be ball 4. And we're going to find out if our test is true, if this is certainly a bunt situation here for Sosuke Genda. And we'll see if that is what's going to happen. So we'll lead off hawk here to Maki. As the manager for the Japanese is out there. Oh, it's going to be Taisi Makihara to come in to run for Shugo Maki. So there is one of your late changes. And one would expect that Makihara will stay in the game at second base. He's a very versatile player, Makihara. He played in both center field and left field last night. He can run a bit, but he's not necessarily known for his base running at this time of his career. As I mentioned the other night when we were doing the game, Yukio Shudo is a game changer on the base paths, leading the Pacific League in stolen bases. But Makihara is decent enough, certainly a better runner than Shugo Maki. But Genda coming up to the plate, and this is definitely a bunt situation. Genda today is 0 for 1. He's also drawn a walk. In the tournament, he's 3 for 4, and he's got 4 runs batted in. So Genda already squaring the bunt as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Makihara. They're going to try to keep him close. I think the whole park knows he's going to bunt. Got to get him in the scoring position. And then you've got the catcher's position here. Here are these squares to bunt again, and it's a fastball that misses inside. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say he didn't go. 1 ball and no strikes to Genda. I would also think that Sakamoto might be a pinch hit candidate here. They may end up going either to Nakamura or Wakatsuki. Just thinking ahead here. So here comes the offering. It pitches on its way and it's bunted, and it's a good one. He gets it down, fielded by the first baseman who throws to first. Boy, I wonder how the first baseman Moon is. That was a bit of a gingerly throw to first base. I wonder if they're going to take a look at him, but he gets a lot of high fives, does Gendez. That's a sacrifice. It goes in the books. 3-4 on the putout, advancing Makihara into scoring position at second base. And it is going to bring the teammate of Seishiro Sakamoto, Teraki Sato, to the plate, as he is going to come in to pinch hit. So Sato on the pinch hit. Is only at bat that he had against the Chinese Taipei, drew a base on balls in yesterday's game, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses down for ball 1. Shohei Ohtani looming on deck as the 1-0 on the way is a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. I think if you got to attack Sato here, and if you end up getting him out, you're not going to pitch to Ohtani. You're just going to stick him on, and then you'll take your chances with Kondo, I would have to think. As the right-hander delivers again, it's a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2, and that is something that Sato is known for, and that would be a lot of swing and misses. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses down, and it's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sato waggling the bat here. Waiting on the offering from the right-hander, Park. Kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. Grounded to first. Oh, that's a heck of a play by the first baseman to knock it down. You know what? As Makihara advances to third, it's a ground out to 3. And this is exactly. It's like he's a magnet. You know, you run into the wall, then the next thing you know, they bunt the ball to you. And the next thing you know, you got a scorcher that you got to keep in front of you. As soon as you get a knock or you get injured, that is where it is. But I can't believe, I'd be shocked that the Koreans are going to face Ohtani, but no, they're not. They're going to hold the 4 fingers up, and he's going to get run down to first. It'll be the 4th time tonight he's reached base. Home run, a single, and a couple of walks. This one intentionally. And let's see if Kensuke Kondo is going to get to the plate, or if they're going to maybe look to do something different here. Kondo has struggled in the series. He does not have a hit in 8 trips. So you got to think one of 2 things. He's either due or he's due to leave the game. Ohtani having a good chuckle with the first base umpire, but it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. That's going to be the end of the night for Park as he gets a fist front pump from his pitching coach as he runs off the field. We're going to have a change here, so hang tight, everybody. We'll get you that in when we come back in just a couple of moments. But in the meantime, we'll keep you entertained with our good friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rademacher come back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Young Kyu Kim who has come on to replace Young Hyun Park. So we have a new pitcher here for the Koreans. And by our count here tonight, as they are ratcheting up the usage of their pitching staff, this will be, for the Koreans, this is going to be pitcher number, I've got, at least in my books, it is number 6 that's used tonight, or number 7. This is number 6 on the docket. So they have really used their staff here tonight. So Kensuke Kondo is going to be coming to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out, he's bounced into a fielder's choice, and he has struck out in his 3 trips. As the lefty here ready to face the lefty, and the first pitch on the way. Whoa, fastball that almost goes all the way to the backstop. Kondo hits the deck. The catcher, Park, does his best vertical leap to have to haul that one down. And that's the one thing. I hate it when the catchers are working off of the one knee. If that ball there, if he was in a regular setup, it's probably not as difficult as what that was. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Kondo. As the lefty delivers again, it's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. Looming on deck is Seiya Suzuki, who's already got 2 home runs tonight in this affair. So Young Kyu Kim, who's with the NC Dinos, has the pitch ready to come as the lefty kicks and delivers. Fastball just misses off the outside corner. Another one of those calls. I'm not so sure that the home plate umpire is going to get a favorable umpire scorecard card on here. So 3-0 it is to Kondo as the lefty ready to go. Guy doesn't have a hit yet in the tournament. And now there's a fastball taken for a called strike in basically the same spot, just a little bit higher. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. Lefty Kim ready to deliver. There's a fastball that just misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. That is going to load the bases, and it's going to bring Seiya Suzuki to the plate. So that's got Makihara is the runner at third, the runner at second, Otani, the runner at first is Kondo. Suzuki already with 2 home runs here tonight. Those came earlier in the ball game, a 2-run shot in the first and a solo shot in the third. So officially 2 for 3. He is 3 for 7 in the tournament, and the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. There's nowhere to put him. You're going to have to pitch to him. So 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty holds the ball at the belt and ready to deliver. There's another fastball that misses way outside. The count goes to 2-0. So now Suzuki ready to pounce on this, and it looks like we've got a mound visit coming up as the catcher Park is on his way out to talk to the pitcher Kim. He needs the big fella to throw some strikes. I don't know what you're going to tell him in this situation, but anything but throw strikes. I say big fella. When we were talking about the Chinese Taipei staff the other night, their tallest pitcher was 6'3". And here they got some decent-sized pitchers. Dane Dunning, of course, with the Koreans is 6'4". As the lefty delivers, there's a fastball that misses way upstairs. It's now 3-0, and all of a sudden, the left-hander here, Young Kyu Kim, is got a dose of the yips. So 3 balls and no strikes as the lefty holds to the set. And here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 3-1. Curious to see what the Koreans will be holding back for their game against Australia in terms of pitching. Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball upstairs. It's going to be ball 4. Well, I don't know if I had that on the bingo card, that it would be a bases loaded walk to break the tie. But we've had, in the situation here, we've had now back-to-back-to-back walks. And in fact, in the inning, it's been 4 walks. So it's going to be an RBI for Suzuki. In to score comes Makihara. That's going to give Samurai Japan a 6-5 lead. Otani goes over to third. Kondo goes over to second. And that brings Yoshida to the plate. And the first pitch, Yoshida is finally taken for a call and strike. I think the fans gave the pitcher, Kim, a Bronx cheer. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Lefty delivers. Fastball swung on. Grounded up the middle. That's going to get runs in. 1 run is in to score. Otani is in. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. And the other run coming across the plate is going to be Kondo. And it is now an 8-5 lead for Samurai Japan. And our buddy who's been listening here all night long, My Cool Hooks, has just pumped the fist because now you're at 13 runs. You just cashed the over. Congratulations, my friend. Hopefully it was worth a couple of bucks to you. That is going to bring up the third baseman in Kaz Okamoto. So the first hit of the inning after 4 walks. And it looks like it's going to be the end of the night for Yoshida. He's going to head out. So 8-5, Japan has the lead. And that is going to be the end of the night for Young Kyu Kim. His day is over. It's going to be Taek-yeon Kim coming in the ball game. We're going to take a little time out, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments with you. 8-5. Samurai Japan is now out in front, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments after this.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you going to throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. You know, every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in the front row. Blah.
Welcome back, everybody. Kaz Okamoto is slated to come to bat here, as it is Taek-yeon Kim who is on in relief. And yet another pitcher used tonight, number 7 by Korea. So he is coming in here to face the hitter Okamoto. And the previous pitcher had a whole host of troubles, did Kim, being able to throw strikes. And the ball game, there is a lot of cheering going on in the Japanese dugout for that. That is for certain. So here we go. The first pitch to Okamoto is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. It's the 8th batter to come to bat here in the inning, as the right-hander Kim, who pitches for the Doosan Bears. He had 64 games and 24 saves last year. Pitch on the way, breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander ready to deliver again as he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Okamoto. Okamoto's 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out twice and flown to right. So he has yet to get himself a base knock. Pitch on the way, breaking ball down, the appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say it didn't go. It runs the count to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. It catches the inside corner. Okamoto stood there and watched that go by, like the house by the side of the road, and that is going to do it here. But damage has been done in the inning for Samurai Japan. They sent 8 hitters to the plate. They get 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of only 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was a couple of runners left aboard. Your score as we move now to the top of the 8th inning. It is Samurai Japan with an 8-5 lead over Korea. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this. And our friend Mike Cool Hooks was able to cash in a little bit of money tonight on this one here. We're glad you were able to do it. We'll be right back in just a few.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, as we are going to move ourselves to the top of the 8th inning. It'll be Jung-Hoo Lee, Hyun-Min On, and Shea Whitcomb to come to bat. The 1 run, I think Korea could have survived. 2 runs, they might have survived. 3 runs, I think it is a very daunting task for them to have to get back into this one here. They have battled. They played really well, but now they got to face Yuki Matsumoto of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, and this is not going to be an easy task, as Matsumoto is one of the better back-end pitchers in all of the NPB. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down for ball 1. They have a 3-headed monster that has been a little bit decapitated. As Jung-Hoo Lee waits, he takes a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1. Roberto Osuna was, last time I checked in, he was a little bit banged up, had a shoulder impingement. And they lost Koya Fuji, did the Hawks for the entire season. He's going to get Tommy John surgery. So the 3-headed monster has turned into a 1-headed monster, as there's a fastball that just misses down. It's now 2-1 to Jung-Hoo Lee. As I said, I don't think this is one of Todd Tichenor's finer performances behind the plate here. He has struggled in this one. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be lined to the left center field. It's going to get down. Coming over, sliding and picking it up is Suzuki. Rounding first and heading into second is Jung-Hoo Lee. The ball has been dropped by Makihara, and he's got himself a leadoff double here. This is the one thing that bothers me. You're down 8-5. You slide in with a double. You look to your bench and you're got your arms waving like you're a seagull. This is where baseball has gone in the last few years. Yeah, maybe if you were even had the lead, but it's how you go about your business, right? And I guess the old world we used to play in, we used to say softball players would do stuff like that. But it is definitely the baseball players. It is in their realm. They've been doing it for a few years now. Here comes the first pitch here now to the right fielder Hyun-Min On, and it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 on today is 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's also struck out twice. Defensively, Sato has moved into right, and it is going to be Yuhei Nakamura who is behind the plate tonight. So they did not go with Wakatsuki. There's a fastball missing up. I would assume we'll see him tomorrow night. 1 ball and 1 strike to On. On batting from the right side. 1 for 3 tonight, 1 for 3 in last night's game, or the game against the Czechs, I should say, to get things going. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Be a big inning here if you can keep the Koreans off the board. And if you're Korea, you want to try to get 1 or 2 back here to keep yourself in striking distance of the Japanese. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 3-1. So not quite in the playbook for the right-hander Matsumoto here. Looming on deck is Shea Whitcomb, who's already got a couple of home runs in the tournament. Pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike. Now the count goes to full on. I'm curious to see if Bo Gyung Moon is going to get an at-bat here in this one. Boy, the way that he ran into the wall there, and then the way that he threw the ball to first base on the sac bunt, has me concerned if he's going to be able to swing the bat with any authority. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. On the way, fastball, center cut, swung through and missed. 96 miles an hour from Matsumoto. And down goes On as he's out for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the third baseman in Shea Whitcomb. And our friend CV, baseball card collector in the house. We welcome CV to the stream. Caesar, good to have you here. 8-5, Samurai Japan took the lead in the bottom half of the 7th inning. As the pitch on the way from Matsumoto is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field and over to make the catch for the first out here is Kensuke Kondo as he's moved over into left field. So that's going to put 2 away here, and it's going to bring up the first baseman, or supposed to bring up the first baseman in Bo Gyung Moon. And it is Moon who is going to hit here. Moon has been on a tear on a heater here. 3 for 6. He's got a home run and 7 RBIs in the tournament early on. He's 1 for 3 with a couple of ribeyes tonight. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Moon batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Matsumoto. He gets the sign from his catcher, Nakamura. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Yuhei Nakamura of the Yakult Swallows, longtime veteran of the national team behind the plate. And here comes the pitch. On its way, fastball misses up, and the count now goes to 3-0. They do have the open base, and it is the shortstop, Ju-Won Kim, who is on deck. I think I would take my chances with him. Might as well just put the 4th finger up and get on with it. Here's the 3-0 pitch. On its way, fastball, and that is going to miss low, and that's going to be ball 4. Certainly not getting any home cooking from Todd Titchener. That's going to be a walk here. That's going to put runners at first and second, and that is going to bring Ju-Won Kim to the plate. So the tying run coming to the dish. 8-5, Japan with the lead here in the top half of inning number 8. And it looks like we have a runner over at first base, as it looks like it is Shin coming in to run for the big fella. Not the worst decision. That's Min-Jae Shin. So he is in to run for Moon. So Moon's day is done. As we said, Moon probably feeling a little worse for wear. So Ju-Won Kim stepping up. 0 for 2 tonight. Been hit by a pitch, scored a run. He's 1 for 5 in the tournament. As the right-hander Matsumoto works himself to the set, here comes the offering. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's hammered into center field for a base hit. And rounding third and heading home is Jung-Hoo Lee. And that's going to put runners at first and second. So Korea answering back with a run here. RBI single off the bat of Kim. Our friend Mike Cool Hooks, who we were talking about earlier, was looking for some runs. Well, he got some insurance to go with it too, my friend. So an RBI single for Kim, cutting the scoreline to 8-6. And that is going to bring Dongwon Park to the plate. And it is a slugfest indeed. Park coming to the dish. And nope, it's going to be a pinch hitter. It's going to be Hyun Bin Moon. I guess they saw the enough of Park. Hyun Bin Moon batting for the first time tonight. And the first pitch is a fastball swung through and missed. And the count is quickly no balls and one strike to Moon. So one Moon leaves the game and another Moon enters the game. I guess you can never have too many Moons. Here comes the offering. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been a highly entertaining affair here tonight, as we would expect from these two Asian powerhouse teams. Here's the 1-1. Fastball down, but the home plate umpire, they were going to appeal to the third base umpire, but Titchener said, yeah, he did go around. It's now 1-2. Fujihira and Oda are getting loose in the bullpen in the event that they have to turn it over to one of them. So Fujihira, the Eagle, and Taisi, the Yamuri Giant. So the right-hander again getting the sign and now working himself into the set position. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Matsumoto kicks and delivers. Fastball misses way upstairs. The count goes to 2-2. On deck is Hye-Seung Kim of the Dodgers. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matsumoto very calmly on the mound, ready to go again. Here's the 2-2. Instead, what is going on here? That is unbelievable. He threw over to first base. What's he doing throwing to first base? They got a runner at second base, and he threw over to first. I don't know. It's almost like he didn't know what was going on. I don't think that they were holding him either, particularly. It looked like I'm not sure what they were thinking. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 3-2. Well, the runners are going to be on the move here with 2 gone in the inning. So Hyun Bin Moon, as the crowd is in a lot of hope. Here comes the pitch to Moon. On its way, fastball misses way outside. It's going to be ball 4, and Moon is going to walk to load the bases. Advancing over to third is Shin. Over to second is Kim. Moon over to first. It's slated to bring Hye-Seung Kim to the plate. And we are going to have a visit to the mound. I wonder if this will be the end of the night for Matsumoto, or are they going to keep him around here? So he nods. He says he's all right. We're good to go. So bases full of Koreans. 8-6 is the score, and Hye-Seung Kim to the dish. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He homered in the 4th inning. It was a 2-run shot to tie the game. Pitch on the way, fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Have to tip your hat to the Koreans. A never die attitude here. A good response by them. As the right-hander holds to the set again, here comes the offering from Matsumoto. It's a split finger pitch, misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. Top of the order, Do-Young Kim waiting on deck. 7 hitters to come to bat here for Korea in the 8th inning. They've got 1 on the board, and the bases are full. As the 1-1 on the way to Kim. Fastball swung on and missed. Oh, he walked the ladder, did Matsumoto, and he blew a 94-mile-an-hour heater by him. And the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is what you play for right here. Bases loaded, 2 gone, 8th inning, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kim. As the right-hander Matsumoto holds to the set. And here comes the pitch. He kicks and delivers. Fastball, the same location that Kim just swung and missed at, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Korean fans are hoping. Trying to will it into existence. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball. Oh, what a pitch by Matsumoto. That pitch was right at the knees, a little backdoor run on it. And that is going to retire Kim on strikes looking for out number 3. Well, they got 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there were 3 runners left aboard. Your score as we move now to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is Japan with an 8-6 lead over Korea. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action. Thank you for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Slated to come to bat for Samurai Japan here in the bottom half of inning number 8 will be Munetaka Murakami, Taisi Makihara, and Sosuke Genda. It is a 8-6 ball game here as the Koreans were able to claw a run back in their half of the inning. And we are in a bit of an entertaining affair here right now as, of course, this game here has had a lot of action in the last couple innings. It woke up again in the 7th. 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. So Si-Hwan Rowe is now taken over at first base. And the catcher is Moon. And there is a first pitch breaking ball that misses inside to Murakami. And it is 1 ball and no strikes. Kim is still on the mound here. So a battery of Kims as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Shouldn't say battery of Kims. It's actually Kim on the mound and Moon behind the plate. As there's a pitch that's tapped foul by Murakami. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way, fastball down. Nice stop there by Moon. Count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Japan with a 8-6 lead here in the bottom half of inning number 8. Right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball down, and the count now goes to 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oof. Murakami with a full count on him here. And the pitch on the way from Kim. Fastball swung on, hammered into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Over to field it is on, and he's going to fire it back in and showcase his arm. Wow, that was a heck of a throw. And that is going to be a base hit here for Murakami, and he's going to be pinch run for. It'll be Yukio Shudo coming in as he will take over the running duties for Murakami. One would have to expect he's probably going to be on in the outfield as well. So Shudo on at first. It's going to bring Taisi Makihara to the plate. I wonder if they're going to play small ball here. Shudo, of course, led the Pacific League in stolen bases. He's got 1 foot on the grass, 1 on the dirt. Got to keep an eye on him as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Shudo. That is the first throw over. Of course, they're playing with Major League Baseball rules here in the tournament. As the right-hander holds set now delivers. There's a fastball, take it for a called strike. Was it 92 miles an hour? Counts only 1. No sign of bunting here from Makihara, which is surprising me a little bit. You get Shudo on the base paths. You bunt him over if you don't outright steal him, which they didn't do there. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted foul into the seats, and that's going to probably get rid of the bunt scenario. No balls and 2 strikes to Makihara, especially if you could have got him in scoring, get him into scoring position, and you got Genda and you got Sato slated to come to bat next. You got a couple of cracks to bring him in from second base. It is Taisi who is up and throwing, or up at least in the bullpen. So one would expect we're going to see the Giants closer in, or the former closer, now setup man in inning number 9. Fastball misses outside. The count goes to 1-2. Our friend Mike Coolhook says, when do you sleep? After the game. This game here will be getting it done, and usually I try to get my sleep in. I get about 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep, usually pretty good. The problem is that today I didn't, because the Amazon driver rang the bell at 8:30 in the morning. Fastball, it's taken for a call and strike. There goes Shudo down to second. He's going to reach safely. Ball goes into center field. So he's going to get himself a stolen base here. And it looks like it is going to be Makihara down on strikes. I'll get a look at this one here. Yep, that is going to be strike 3 to Makihara. As he stood there looking, he's gone for the first out. That's going to bring Genda to the plate. Anyways, I was starting to say that we were up early because the Amazon driver was ringing. I didn't order anything from Amazon. Fastball, take it for a called strike. The count's only 1 to Genda. The unfortunate part is he's ringing the next door neighbor. So here comes the 0-1 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-2. Well, the main reason we do a lot of the Japanese stuff is a lot of my work is done in the evenings. So by the time I get home, we're already awake. I'm all fired up. So we just have to shift our day around a little bit. Normally at this time of the year, as there's a split finger pitch in the dirt and the count goes to 1-2. Normally I'm up till about 2 in the morning, and I wake up at 10, between 9 and 10. And the way it is now, I end up where I'm just up the extra hours for the game here and then sleep in a little bit longer. So I have to be anywhere till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. Moving over underneath it is Jung-Hoo Lee. He's going to make the catch, and that's going to retire Genda for the second out. So Genda gone, and that is going to leave it up to Teraki Sato. You wanted to know if I use earplugs. Generally, no, because it's generally pretty quiet. Live in a quiet neighborhood. You don't get too much excitement going on, especially in the daytime. People are at work. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Nobody's out cutting the grass quite yet. Probably another month away for that. So no lawnmowers going, no construction going on. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on it, is lifted down the left field line, giving chase over, and he almost overran it as the left fielder, Jamani Jones. He had to leap up and make the catch, and that is going to do it, and that will retire Sato here for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning. They did get a hit. There was no errors, and there was a runner left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the ninth inning. Your score is Samurai Japan 8 and Korea 6. We're in the home stretch of this one. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Our Filipino friend says it is a battle, and I agree. We'll be back right after this to see if this battle will continue. Hang tight, everybody.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We are getting into the deep water as we are moving now to the top of the ninth inning. There is a pitching change as Taisi Oda, or just Taisi as he goes by, is coming into the ball game to replace Yuki Matsumoto. So he will be slated to face the top of the order. It'll be Do Young Kim, Jamai Jones, and Jung-Hoo Lee. There's a defensive switch as Tareki Sato is going to go from right field to third base. Other switches, Yuko Shudo is going to stay in the game in center field. And Kaz Okamoto is going to go from third to first, and San Suzuki is going to go from center to right. So all kinds of defensive changes for Samurai Japan. So top of the order is upon us here, as it's going to be Kim coming to bat, and Taisi Oda, or Taisi as we know him as, kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. This is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming in is Shudo, and he's there to make the catch. So with one pitch, there is one away here to start the ninth inning. And that is going to bring up the left fielder in Jamai Jones. Well, for Jones, he's 2 for 4 tonight. He has a couple of singles, and he has struck out twice. He is 3 for 8 in the tournament. And the first pitch coming from Taisi is a fastball. Let's take it for a called strike. Boy, that pitch looked a little bit up. I can't say that either team is particularly getting worked over by the home plate umpire. He is an equal opportunist. He is sticking it both ways to both teams. So that's not the worst thing. Fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 0-2 on Jones. Usually see that sometimes when umpire is not consistent to either team. Nobody's really upset because he's calling it the same way. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2, so nobody should feel aggrieved by the umpire, Tim Titchener, tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Taisi rocks into the windup, and he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and fouled right off at the feet of home plate. Count remains a 1-2 to Jones. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just a reminder, it'll be back at it again tomorrow. It'll be Australia and Japan, so hopefully you can join us for that one. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field, going back all the way to the wall. He leaps, and he makes the catch. Is Yukio Shudo. Oh, my goodness, what a play. Hit the ball right to the deepest part of the ballpark to Jones. I guarantee you this, if it was Suzuki in center field, that's probably not going to get hauled in. Jones is going to make the grab or going to be caught for the second out of the inning. Hit the ball as deep as you could take it. And he gave the full house at the Tokyo Dome a deep breath of relief if you were a fan of the Japanese. Here's the pitch coming to Jung-Hoo Lee as a fastball swung on it is grounded over to first. It is fielded neatly by the first baseman Okamoto. He steps on the bag, and that is going to do it. Lee is gone for the third out of the inning. Ticey comes in and does the job. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Your final score is 8-6 for Samurai Japan. Stick around, everybody. We'll wrap it up for you in just a couple of moments. We'll come back and go through some of the other scores, and then we'll call it a night. But we do appreciate every one of you for hanging out here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Come on back and see us again tomorrow, no matter what, but we'll be back in just a few to wrap it up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap this one up here for you. We're going to give you the rundown as the runs came early and often in this one. The Koreans scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning. It was an RBI single off the bat of Jung-Hoo Lee that brought home Do-Young Kim with the first run of the inning. And then Bo Gyung-moon with 2 out hit a 2-run double to give the Koreans an early 3-0 lead. But in the first inning, after a walk to Shohei Ohtani and a ground out to Kensuke Kondo, Seiya Suzuki stepped up and deposited a 2-run homer into the seats, and that cut the lead to 3-2. Japan then put on a power display in the third inning, a solo shot to lead off the inning by Shohei Ohtani. That tied the ball game at 3. After there was 1 out, Seiya Suzuki homered, and then Masataka Yoshida went back-to-back and homered as well, and that gave the Samurai Japan a 5-3 lead. That's where it stood until the fourth inning when a leadoff batter, Ju-Won Kim, was hit by a pitch. After Dongwon Park struck out, up stepped Hye-Seong Kim, and he had a 2-run homer, and that evened the score at 5. That was where we stood until the 7th inning, and Samurai Japan sent 8 batters to the plate. It was a leadoff walk to Shugo Maki after he was after the runner Taisi Makihara was sacrificed over to second by the Batagenda. It was Teriyaki Sato ended up grounding out, but so there were 2 out. They ended up intentionally walking Ohtani. Then Kondo walked, and then Seiya Suzuki walked, and he brought home a run. That made the scoreline 6-5, and then up stepped Masataka Yoshida, and he delivered with a 2-run single. That gave Samurai Japan an 8-5 lead. And then in the 8th inning, Korea got one back, and they were threatening for more. It was a leadoff double off the bat of Jung-Hoo Lee. Then with 2 out, there was a walk to Moon, and then a single by Kim. That brought home a run. Another walk to Hyun Bin Moon, but they ended up stranding the bases loaded, and that is how that inning ended. And that was where the final was tonight. 8-6, the final score for Japan. tomorrow night, it'll be the two undefeated teams going head-to-head against each other. It'll be Japan and Australia. And then, of course, keep your eyes on the Australian-Korean game, because that is the one that's going to potentially put one of those two teams through to the North American side of the bracket. And that's what we would potentially expect. All right, everybody. Well, thank you again for listening in tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back again tomorrow. There are more games in the Classic. They start at, I believe, 11 a.m. Eastern or 8 a.m. Pacific. Canada will go off against Colombia, and everything else will follow after that. Have a great night, everybody. We appreciate you. Mike Cool Hooks, great to have you with us, our Filipino friend throughout the night. And anybody else who popped in here, we thank you guys all for listening in. Have a great night, everybody, and we will see you again on the flip side tomorrow for more action when we come back again.